Hello, today is May 3rd, 2025. As always, we'll do our disclaimer, go over our calls, and then make our predictions. This is my trading plan for Monday. Monday is Cinco de Mayo, May 5th. Remember, I can change my plan. My plan can be wrong. Any trade should be made at your own risk. Look for the pattern with the early high, which is this. Monday should also have the early high. We said this was a negative pattern. If it were maintained, that we should see lower prices, but we couldn't rule out gapping and promptly overtaking this high, which would kill the pattern, and that's what happened. We hit a target from a month ago, 56.95.32. We'll cross it off the list. It isn't only a target, it's also resistance. We've stopped at resistance, had all day, and couldn't break through it. Now, time doesn't run out until early Monday. We take this high out early, that's fine. All is forgiven. But we had a gap up, higher high, closed under all these highs, stop right at resistance, and just like Thursday, when you stop at resistance, you really want to gap over it or else resistance wins. So just as Thursday was a candidate for a top, which was invalidated when we gapped and took out this high fast, it's the same situation for Monday. This is a candidate for a top. It's a toppy pattern, but time doesn't run out until the open, and if we gap and take this out, we don't have to stop here. Just be aware we had all day to break through resistance and couldn't do it. During the day, MEJT give an ultimate sell signal. Here's the minimum. That's more than the minimum. More than that, that's really all you have to do. This drop is called false. Price that would retrace. The rally was called false. Price is retraced. Well, I've decided to make this my preferred count. I think we finished wave 1 up, and now I think we have an A, and somewhere you're a candidate for a B. Now, there isn't just one correct way to count this, but this could be A, and this could be ABC for B, and that could be C, and the fibs work. Doesn't mean other counts won't. This is quite a strong rally. A number of people have pointed out how many days in a row we've gone up, and it just doesn't go on forever. So are we going to keep going up? Well, there's a rule that when you start a rally from this far under the 200-day moving average, it's going to run out of steam at some point. And typically it's going to run out of steam before you hit the 200-day moving average. So we're in the area where it could run out of steam. If you look at the daily chart, we have 8 bars out of 9 of DeMarc's setup for a sell signal. You need setup, and then you need the countdown. And bar 9 doesn't have to be any higher than number 8. So probably we'll hit bar 9 Monday, unless we have a complete collapse. And the 9th bar of setup is a typical place, but not a required place for the rally to stop. So we're in the area where a rally certainly could stop. We already know sentiment indicators over the short term are calling a top, although it doesn't call it with precision. I've decided to make this my long-term count, my preferred count. I'm not saying it's the only count, but I think we completed wave black 1 up, and I think that's A, and someplace in here you could have an ABC, and this is one place where everything works. So if we do start dropping from here, it could be a wave blue C, having a fibrillation shift to blue A, and that could be quite a drop. Again, when you start a rally this far under the 200 moving average, it just is going to run out of steam. Typically, you want rallies to start with consolidation close to this 200-day moving average. So it's going to probably take some time till we get poised to have this wave black 3 up. This is the wall with gap pattern. Here's your wall, here's your gap. This is an unstable pattern. It should fill at some point. Now it doesn't have to fill Monday or at the latest by Tuesday's open, but the vast majority of time that's when it fills. So in addition to everything else, we have a pattern which often, but not always, fills Monday or Tuesday's open and undercuts this low, meaning we give back everything we gained on Friday. And that's the support resistance area. So we're in an area where we certainly could top. Gapping up, taking these out, what you need to do if you're a bull, but there's a good chance, not a guarantee, that that's not going to happen. Don't forget, I still want to see this price 54.89.50 at some point. And even if you have to wait at some time, just if we had to wait a month for this price, I think it is going to print at some point. Well, Monday's pattern has a really high regardless of where we open. Typically, it is a bullish day with a final hour high, but if you fail, it's a straight line drop. Now we gapped up, hit a higher high, but closed under intraday highs. And if that's maintained at the open, and that's an if, it is a bearish pattern, should lead to lower prices, even if we don't close lower. Now ideally, bulls should have a gap over the high a day to continue the rally on the beta. I mean, we're in a bull phase, but there's no guarantee that's going to happen. And the wall with gap pattern very often fills the gap within a day or so and heads for the low of the wall. So we've stopped in the area of strong resistance. And once we start down, remember that wave count we showed, once we start lower, we could have a considerable drop without changing the bullish long-term picture. So once again, we're in an area which is a candidate for a top. Could be a sizable top, but until we start down, it isn't really a lock because nothing prevents us from gapping up here and continuing higher, but it's very common that you won't. It's very common. We're going to move down right from the open, undercut this, and if that's what happens, I mean, we're going to probably be in wave blue C, and it should have some kind of relationship to wave blue A, if that's the right count. And that was a big wave. So once this tops, we should have a big drop here, and this is a reasonable candidate for that to happen. So it's the pattern with the early high. Cross your fingers if you're a bull. Hope we take this out fast. If not, it could be kind of a steep drop before the rally resumes. And that's today's call.